Good morning on day 59 of my hike from Mexico to Canada on the Pacific Crest Trail. Today was actually day 60, but I kind of lost track. We woke up with the knowledge that after a full week of hiking through the Sierra without any roads or cell service, we were finally going into town today. But first, because we're so deep in the woods that there are no roads near the trail, we had to hike over Kearsarge Pass, a 7-mile trail leading to the nearest trailhead. There's the pass I'm headed up over. See some people at the top. Coming up on the top of the pass. Made it to the top of Kearsarge Pass. The top of the pass was absolutely gorgeous. I took a moment to soak it all in, realizing that soon enough I'd be out of the woods. Getting to the top of the pass meant that I was officially leaving Kings Canyon National Park after being in either Sequoia or Kings Canyon National Parks for the last 4 days. Now all there is to do is hike 4 miles down and then hitchhike into town. This was easier said than done, as parts of the trail were still covered by snow. However, it wasn't nearly as bad as it could be, and I was glad that I took some time in the desert to make sure that I waited until most of the snow had melted. So I just bumped into a hiker that I'd met in the first 2 weeks of this trail, and I didn't recognize him at all because he had grown such a big beard. And he also said that he wouldn't have recognized me if it weren't for my guitar, so it's crazy how much we've changed out here that even though we knew each other, we could barely even recognize each other at this point because it's just been so long. Civilization is in sight. I can see the road. We got a ride down the mountain pretty quickly from a trail angel named Outside Jay. However, he just dropped us off at the base of the road in a small town called Independence, and we were headed to the town of Bishop, 40 miles further north. All right, story time of how the worst hitch turned into the best. I was trying to hitchhike with my friend's tripod, and it was like the middle of the day in the desert, so it was really hot. We were getting dehydrated. We were hitching for 90 minutes, not fun. Then this guy finally pulls over and offers us a ride. Turns out he'd hiked the PCT the year before, and he was a super great guy, and I find out that he's actually hiking Mount Whitney tomorrow with a friend of mine from Instagram who had just found me from my videos and I'd never met. So we met up at the brewery, and it was really great to share some PCT stories. They had both done it just last year, and it was also cool to hear about how 10 Ton right now is driving across the country trying to climb the highest point in every state. It was great to meet you both, Thor and 10 Ton, and I hope that our paths cross again soon. So after I'd spent the entire day hiking and then hitchhiking into the town of Bishop, it was great to spend the night with my friends at the bowling alley. On day 60 of the Pacific Crest Trail, I hiked 7 miles. Follow along for the next 1,900 as I hike to Canada.